So you've watched the first episode of She-Hulk, and now you want to get into the comics. Well, this video is just for you. The first graphic novel that I'm going to be recommending you is by Mariko Tamaki. Now, this was something that span out of Civil War when She-Hulk encountered Thanos and the living snot out, and her powers essentially become uncontrollable. So she is a little bit more of a rage monster in this series, and a little bit weaker and a bit more vulnerable. So throughout the three graphic novels, it's more of a journey on trying to recapture her power and to kind of be the She-Hulk that she is usually. Personally, I thought it was a really interesting take because we haven't kind of had She-Hulk deconstructed in this way before. The next one is a She-Hulk Epic Collection, Breaking the Fourth Wall. It is a collection of stories by John Byrne, and he was kind of one of the ones who made She-Hulk big. The next one is coming out soon, so it's She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell. This is coming out soon. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. From what I can see, the art does actually look pretty stellar, and I'm quite excited to read it. Being it's a new #1, we don't necessarily need to dive back into all these different graphic novels and stuff like that, so it's literally £10 price point. I'm pretty sure it's coming out a week after the first episode. The next one is She-Hulk by Dan Slott. Slott is more focused on her coming into being an attorney with her powers, dealing with superhero law and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily for me. I didn't really enjoy the take. It kind of bored me. There were some interesting concepts in that, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. The next one kind of follows on from that. It's Peter David's Omnibus. I do think you could probably read it without reading Dan Slott's run. However, in continuity wise, it does have the same numbering, so it goes 1 to Peter David's, which is like 46 or something. It has her dealing with Red Hulk, teams up with Valkyries. The art looks quite nice, but apart from that, I'm not too sure about it. It's not something I'd personally read myself because, unfortunately, as much as I like She-Hulk and the character, I think her anime adventures have been really, really interesting. If you do watch the Incredible Hulk series on Disney Plus that was made in like the 90s, that was awesome. That was a great representation for She-Hulk. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, the comics, unfortunately, aren't as stellar as that, and apart from a few that I've mentioned, I can't really recommend any more. A little bit of a sidestep from that actually would be Jason Aaron's Avengers. Now, it does have She-Hulk in it, and she is a bit more monstrous, should we say, and a bit more dumber. I wouldn't say it was the best title to read her, but if you are a fan of like the Avengers and stuff like that, I do think his run on the Avengers has been the best that I've personally read so far. I have never enjoyed reading an Avengers comic. I have tried multiple times trying to get into the Avengers, and I've never ever found anything that actually hooked me and went, oh yeah, this is actually interesting. Apart from this, it's a bit wordy, so you don't necessarily want to sit down and read it all in one go if you're reading graphic novels. If you can, good job, but for me, I like to take it a little bit slower when reading this. You appreciate a lot more. There's a lot of intriguing dialogue and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought it was a really, really intriguing, good read, and it's still ongoing, so like you won't be stopping anytime soon. You can either pick up the normal trade paperbacks for that, which there are about 9 of at the moment, or you could do the hardcovers, which are currently on Volume 2, and Volume 3 will be releasing shortly. The last thing I'd probably recommend is probably checking out She-Hulk's first appearance. Only for nostalgia reasons. I don't think there is anything great about her first appearance, but with superheroes there's not really much great about any of their first appearances. They're very much cookie cutter and a bit generic. But I do think it's interesting reading them because you kind of get a different take from what they are now. Now they're very much story focused and stuff like that, whereas before it was just a one issue and that was done. There was no like overarching narrative or anything like that. So it's a lot simpler. And it's just fresh. You know, you just pick up an issue, read it, and you're done, and you're just like, I enjoyed it. That's all you need. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. If you have any recommendations from me, please let me know.